Hello. Today my topic is beak modification in birds. So in birds, modern birds have characterized by the absence of teeth. Instead of this, their upper and lower jaws becomes elongated to form a peculiar beak-like structure. Such beak-like structures shows modifications and they perform different functions on the basis of nature of the collection of the food and eating way of the animal. Beak shows great variation in shape, size and structure, of which some of the important are described here. That means one is seed eating beak. Such type of beak are short, stout, conical, characteristic of small the seed-eating birds such as sparrow, finches and cardinals. More power, the beaks are more powerful, meant for crushing large and hard seed and fruit stones. In crossbills, the beak is constructed in an unusual manner in the adult. The sharply pointed and hooked tips of the two jaws cross each other, sometimes the lower one and sometimes the upper one overlapping the other jaw, so that equal number of right and left billed specimens occur. Such beaks are enable the birds to obtain seed that lie deeply buried among the projecting scales of the fur or fins. So, in such a way, the seed eating beaks are present in some animals. The next type of beak is present in the form of the cutting beaks. The birds, such as crows, have long and cylinder beaks with cutting edges which can be used for various purposes. The next type of beak is present known as fruit eating beaks found in parrots. They are sharp, massive, deeply hooked, and strong. It is well adapted for breaking open hard seeds and nuts, which form their stable diet. In hornbill, the beak looking so heavy is really quite light in its interior of a cellular structure. It is suggested that these cells act a resonator. Such beaks helpful the birds to produce its loud cry. On the other hand, the beak of Torgon is extremely short, wide, giving the bird an enormous gap. So, such type of fruit eating beaks are helpful to cut the fruits, to cut or break down the hard covering of the fruits. Next type of beak is present known as insectivorous beaks. In swift and swallows, the beak is small, wide, and delicate to scoop up their living insects' prey while on wing. In flying birds, kingbirds, the beak is short but strong with rectal bristles at the base. In hoopoe, the beak is long, slender, and slightly curved and meant for turning the leaves or probing into the soil for insect grubs and pupae. Insectivorous animals like warblers and virros have cylinder bills. In some birds, like robins, the beak is small and differ but little in shape from that of many seed eater animals. The next type of beak is present in the woodpeckers, which is called wood chiseling beak. They are elongated, straight, narrow, stout, helpful for drilling into wood for insects larvae or for nest construction. Woodpeckers have thick, shock absorbent skull and strong neck muscles to male helpful for catching the insect's larvae and nest for at any areas of the trunk. So in such a way, wood chiseling beak is present in the woodpeckers. Now the next type of beak is present called tearing and piercing, which is helpful for flesh-eating birds such as vultures, hawks, eagles, owls, etc. They have strong, pointed, sharp-edged, powerful hooked beaks for tearing flesh and operated by well-developed mandibular muscle present inside the beak. Falcons and other birds their beaks by the help prey their um, prey animals by the help of the upper beaks cut into teeth helpful in tearing the food. That means in such birds the upper part of the beak consists of teeth like structure which is helpful for tearing the food material. Now the next beak is present in the sandpiper. Jacana lapwing is called mud probing beaks. They are long, cylinder, used as a probe for thrusting down into the water and mud in search of worms and larvae. Some of these birds are remarkable for the slenderness and extreme length of their beaks. So such type of beak is known as mud probing beak. The next type of beak is also present in the ducks, geese, which is called water and mud straining beak. They are broad and flat. The edges of such jaws are furnished with horny serrations or transverse lamellae, which acts as a sieve. Mud passes out while retaining the food in the mouth. Such a beak enables the birds to avail itself of the rich store of food in the shape of insects and other organisms. So such type of beak is known as water and mud straining beak. Now fish catching beaks are also present in the wood ducks. Such beaks are long, narrow. Their edges are sharp and armed with the tooth-like structures. They are helpful for capturing the fishes. So they capture fish, frogs, tadpoles, crustacean, mollusks, and similar organisms from aquatic environment. Such beaks are very much useful. Now, the next type of beak is nothing but the spatulate type of beak, which is looks like the spoon and specialized, mostly present in the duck. Such type of beak has a broad length, flattened in its shape, and is spoon-like expansion for helpful for searching the insects, worms, fishes from the mud. So such type of beak is known as spatulate type of beak. The next type of beak is called pouched beak, found in pelicans, which is economically very important where the large amount of fishes are stored in a single time. So such type of beak is present made by the help of skin attached to the lower mandibles and serve as fishing net. So in such a way, pouched beaks are also helpful for capturing the fishes from the aquatic environment in large number. Now, the flower probing beaks are also long and pointed, similar to probing beaks of hummingbirds, helpful for sucking the flower nectar, honey, and insects. Such type of beak is helpful to insert the beak inside the elongated funnel-like structure of the flowers where insects are present, and such animals capture such insects by the help of such elongated and strong beaks. So in such a way, flower probing beaks are very much useful for collecting the insects. Now thank you very much.